I'm going to start off by sort of talking a little bit about myself, because obviously it's great to do that, and also to talk about what it is that John Schofield Trust does. I'm a black girl from South East London. I'm also the child of immigrants. I have, if you haven't noticed, a vagina and boobs. I was raised in a working class family. I can be loud, opinionated and outspoken, as my bosses here will know. These elements have made me the person and the journalist that I am today. And I'm really proud of that. But these are also the elements that the media industry would turn its nose up to. These are the elements that they didn't want. They didn't want those perspectives and those backgrounds reflected on air, and it's a poorer industry because of that. But it's an industry that is changing. Whether that sea of change has come too late to grab hold of younger viewers is a discussion for another day. But the important thing, it is changing. Slowly but surely, we're getting there, and the mentees that are in the audience are a reflection of that. And that's the reason why schemes like the John Schofield Trust are important. It's amazing how many people just don't care that our newsrooms don't reflect the audiences that we broadcast to. It's amazing how many editors in press and broadcasting pay lip service to it by paying someone else to deal with all that diversity stuff, but don't actually do anything about it. Again, that's why JST is important. Figures routinely show that our newsrooms are skewed in a particular direction. Figures also show that if we don't reflect our audiences, we start losing viewers, we start losing money, and we can't do the job that we should be doing. Whoever we are, we should be aware of our own privilege and be aware of, to use an American phrase, paying it forward. We can't blindly walk through life, pulling the ladder up out of reach to those who need the help up, and just pass the ladder around to those who, quite frankly, don't need it. An example. Lionel Barber, the editor of the FT, tweeted a picture of a reader's letter earlier in the week, highlighting the fact that out of 861 columns published since January, not a single one had been written by a black columnist. So does that mean that not a single person working in that newsroom had noticed? Or was it that nobody cared? Only Lionel can answer that. But what I can answer is there are some amazing young black writers, more than capable of writing columns in the FT, but up till now, up till October 2018, since the start of the year, they didn't want them. Or perhaps they weren't moving in the FT's social circles. Again, it comes down to privilege. And knowing your privilege is at the heart of mentoring. And one way or another, I've mentored and volunteered with young people who want to work in the media ever since 2002, when I started working at the BBC. I understood the privileged position that I was in. I had supported parents. I had an understanding of black history. I knew exactly what my parents' history was and why they came here. I went to a good school, and I also went to university. I understood that despite all the things that should have held me back, having boobs and having black skin, being working class, I was lucky enough to also have the things that made me push harder for what I wanted. So I wanted to pay it forward and make sure that those young people who were at a disadvantage could also get a chance. And that's the essential bit of the John Schofield Trust. John was an ITN trainee. He then got a reporting job at Channel 4, then the BBC. And he was working at World Tonight when he was killed in Croatia back in 1995. A year later, Susie created the Trust to recognise young journalists. John often spoke about the need for honest advice and inspiration for young journos. So that's exactly what the Trust provides through its mentoring scheme and e-mentoring scheme. They're all about social diversity in the industry and retaining talent, also a key thing. There are so many people who are uncomfortable working in our industry, and as a result, we lose them, and that's unacceptable. Navigating this industry can be hard, it really, really can. A lot of bloody good talent has been lost because no one has bothered to reach out their hand to help. Just to ask if they're okay. You don't know their history, and you cannot and you shouldn't make assumptions about why they're quiet in a newsroom, why they're not being as creative as they used to. All you've got to do is ask. And because so many people don't, the industry is poorer for that. But I honestly love what I do as a job. Since I was a teenager, it's all I've ever wanted. But I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the various mentors that I've picked up along the way. From the moment I stepped into the Guardian newsroom back in 1996 to now, I continue to have mentors. They are worth their weight in gold. I don't know everything, You don't know everything. So being able to ask someone their advice is part of the reason why I am where I am today. I'm not an island. I know that I need other people in order to be able to achieve the things that I have in life. But listen, in 20 years' time, I personally still want to be earning a wage from working in TV journalism, and that's where you guys come in, the mentees that are in the room. There will be no us, there will be no you, unless we continue to fight for the industry that we all love. I kind of feel we lost our way a bit and got left behind while the young dot-com bigwigs started running the joint. But in the age of fake news, what we do is more important than ever. And the support that we give our young talent is also more important than ever. If we support you, you can quite frankly still pay our pensions, or something like that. So, and I'll finish up with a message for the mentees that are in the room. Keep rising, keep kicking ass, and be marvellous. Thank you.